Okay, I was told to start gabbing. So, well, welcome back to our 1 o'clock broadcast here with Carolyn and Sharon. I'm Sharon. I know everybody knows me, but just in case you're tuning in and you're brand new and you don't know who I am, I'm Sharon, the senior bear keeper, and this is Carolyn. Carolyn is our volunteer coordinator, and pretty much my right-hand guy, that person that helps me now with Ted, because Ted adores her. And between the two of us, we get him to take his medications and feed him. So we are really, really excited about bouncing up the goal here. It's up to 83%. We have 33,157, and we're just super ecstatic about how well it's going here. Oh, it's going up even higher. So that's really great. Oh, well, 40. Oh, yeah. We're getting some help here from the stands with 40,000 before 7, so we can surprise Dr. Rogers. So Carolyn wants to talk a little bit about the hours that our wonderful volunteers have put in. That includes everyone from you folks that are working on the cameras, all of our, see, I don't know the technical terms, so I'm going to say the moderators, the cam drivers, I think you're the same, but all of the folks that come in here and talk to our wonderful guests that come here and help with our beautiful bears. So I'm going to let her talk for a few minutes, and I'll just be quiet here.
Well, hello, I'm Carolyn, and I am the newest member of the staff, I think. I am humbled to be part of this team. I've enjoyed bears for many, many, many years, and this is just, I came here as a volunteer, and when Judy McClure decided she was going to retire, I was asked to take her position, which, again, just humbled me because she's done such a wonderful job here. And then also took over the volunteer coordinator position, and after looking at the numbers and everything that our volunteers have done and the numbers that we've put in, it's absolutely amazing. And I did tally up the numbers for this year, and unbelievable. This is the first year I've done this, so I'm amazed. For our on-site staff, those are the people who come here to the Bear Center and talk with the people inside the Bear Center, or help Sharon with the bears, or talk with people out on the trail or up on the deck. That's the people that are here. Some are local, some are not. And even with COVID and everything else that's been going on this last year, for the on-site people, we had 919 hours. That's a lot of hours for the handful of people that we have volunteering. Well, it's a couple handfuls now. We got quite a few extras this year.
We did get some folks that showed up and weren't quite sure what we were all about, and wanted to just get their feet wet, so to speak, and do a couple days to see if it was something that they would enjoy, and they enjoyed it, and they'll be back.
Yep. So if anybody else is tuning in and wondering about volunteering, feel free to contact me. You can reach me at carolyn@bear.org. and I can give you all the details and answer any of your questions, whether it be for an on-site person or one of our remote volunteers. And the nice thing I'm going to say about our remote volunteers is I have nothing to do with them. They are so self-contained, and so it's such a well-oiled machine that they have taken care of just everything outside of the Bear Center. And I know enough not to touch something that's working so well. But on their hours, now we're getting into some numbers here. Oh no. Found it. For the off-site hours, or our remote people, they put in 3,496 hours. That's if my math is correct. 3,496. So if you put the two together, that comes up to 4,415 hours. And I had mentioned last night that if you took all these hours and gave it a dollar amount per hour, like all these people are professionals, they've got knowledge, they've got all these things that they bring to the table, and if we had to pay for all this, there's no way we could get this done. But so just to give us a number, we said, okay, let's throw $20 an hour on there and just see what kind of donation numbers that comes up with. And at $20 an hour, that came to a personal donation of $88,300. That's a lot of time and talent that I want to thank you for. And for everybody else at the Bear Center, thank you. It's nothing, we couldn't do any of this without all of you, and we sincerely appreciate everything that you do for us.
And today we're going to have one of our volunteers, but she had gotten her vaccine and made her a little ill, so we hope you're feeling better. And we know that you'd be in here because you're always right here when we need you. So as we put a call out and we ask volunteers to come in and do some things for us. We have volunteers that come from all over the United States, and we have them from all over the world sometimes. That, of course, during COVID we couldn't do that, but as with our interns, we had quite a few interns lined up too from across the pond, as we say. But because of COVID, that didn't happen last year and for this year also. But we'll be getting interns next year, hopefully. And we have a wonderful program this year. Our interns were outstanding, as they usually are. I can't thank them enough. Not only this year, but all the interns that we've had in the past that work not only the crowds or with the public here, with our guests, they educate. As they educate, each person goes away from here either with less fear of bears and much more knowledge of bears. And then they get to meet, of course, our wonderful bears here. They get to meet our beloved Ted, who's sleeping right now, and as are the rest of the bears. But Ted's a little different because we are actually keeping him awake. But each of our bears have a different personality, as you all know, and they never cease to either educate or amaze the interns and all of our guests that come here. When they see, 500-pound Lucky, think about climbing up the pat tree and then actually doing it, and they go, whoa, we didn't know a bear could do that, not his size. And Lucky, he gets to there, eats what he wants, and then basically it's like coming down a fire pole, and he just slides down and lands with a plop, and you can actually feel the ground move when he hits it. So it's pretty amazing for the guests to be able to watch our bears and to learn from them. Because as Dr. Rogers says, we can read anything we want in a book. We can learn all that education from a book, but the bears are the best teachers. And I have learned that for a fact. And I'm always so interested. This was the first year my eyes were open to, of course, we had our DNR officer in here just a little while ago, Anthony, and he was talking about the fires and what, with the drought and everything, how the bears were seeking other opportunities for food. Well, I had a bear. I watched it cache food this year, a female bear with a single cub. And I was just, never saw that before. I never saw a bear bury its food and then go back a little while later, unbury it, and eat it. I know that grizzlies do that. I just never saw a black bear do it. So it was eye-opening to me, so it was interesting. And then maybe 2 months after that happened, I watched Lucky do it, and I'm going, I guess I just haven't been paying attention. So it was pretty interesting to me. But regardless of anything that I say and do, it's always about the bears. But our volunteers are nationwide, across the United States, our camera drivers, please always know how important you are. I may get a little anxious sometimes and say, you know, but the cameras didn't move fast enough because I want to see something in particular. But believe me, I appreciate everything that you do very much from the bottom of my heart. And with Ted, thank you. I watch the cameras and wait for you to tell me a direction sometimes. It's just interesting. And Carolyn's looking at me like, stop talking. Go ahead. What do you got to say?
I was just going to say, when we go out on the behind-the-scenes tour, one of the things we tell the people is, you know, we point out the cameras and we tell them that they're being operated by volunteers from all over the world that volunteer their time to track the bears. So those of us here and anybody watching online, pardon me? Yeah, I think so. Is that better? Sorry, I've been checked on microphone.
I'm hearing it from the inside.
Okay,
I'm hearing
try
it.
this now. I'll hold it a little bit closer and talk a little bit louder. So when we're on the behind-the-scenes tour, we tell them about the cameras and the volunteers and all from all over the world and all the different time zones that keep an eye on our bears, and they are all fascinated. They cannot believe that we've got the number of people that we do, putting in the hours that we do to watch our bears. And then they come back from the behind-the-scenes tour after meeting the bears and hearing about their life stories, and they get it. And then they come in here and they walk around and they read things and they watch things, and they walk out of here with knowledge and first-hand knowledge of things that the bears have taught them. And I think there's nothing more honest than those people going out and telling what they've learned to their friends and family and spreading the word that way. And that's exactly what Lynn's mission was with this place, is to spread education and knowledge, and that's exactly what's happening. And we were talking about cameras a little bit ago. I'll let Sharon.
Pinky kind of asked the question if we'll have cameras in the bear enclosures, the new enclosures. Yes. Scott has planned on each one having their own camera. That may not go right away, but we're going to try to do cameras on all of the enclosures. And in the future, as we get a cub, you'll, of course, be able to watch the cub. And that's, of course, in the future. So we'll talk about that in the next year or so. But our first and priority now is to get the beautiful the fencing done that we'd like to get done starting this year. And it's with the help of you and the donations that have been made in the past for the previous Give Men Day years of 2019 and 2020. I think somebody put over $71,000 in dollars, of course, 71,000 plus. And then we are up currently over 33 something. I'm not sure what the number was, but we're at 83% of our goal. And with that goal, we, of course, there's gold tickets that can be made, and then we're hoping for a big prize of $1,000. I'm hoping we get that. That would just enhance what you are already doing for us. But every little bit helps. So the small donations, the large donations, $5, $10, $20 and up, that all helps. So I'm so appreciative to what you all are doing for us right now. And as for not only the cameras that will be going in, there'll be new dens going in, and they won't look like the chalet type den that all the bears have right now. So it'll be more of a rock-looking structure. So there are plans in place, and we're looking at our options right now, but each bear will have their own, of course.
And we're watching these numbers as we're going through today, and all of us here have been quite anxious the last few days over watching Ted go through his journey down to the U of M and back, and it is letting our shoulders rest a little bit, seeing these numbers come up and knowing that we are so close to our goal right now, and so early in the day. You don't know how much that means. Sharon and I right now.
It's absolutely Scott sitting in the office, and Spencer. Spencer actually went to check on Finn. Finn's a remarkable dog, and just a short story about Finn. He learned how to honk a horn. So now, when Spencer or his wife are out of his sight, he starts honking the horn with his paw until they run out and get back in the car. So that's just a little unknown information about how smart Finn is. So
he doesn't teach that to the bears.
Yeah, really. So fortunately, my dog has not learned to do that yet. So anyway, we are going to go back and get off so we stop talking to you. And I'm looking at your questions as I am sitting at my desk and waiting for Ted to be more alert so he can have his next meds and dinner. So I'm planning on about 3:30 we'll start trying. If I'm not out here, I'll be in and out. So, but I'll be on for the rest of the day. I think they're giving me an hour break here or there. And to my cousin who is watching, I forgot to put this sweatshirt on. So I will do that, though. I will do that. So I'll let you know when.
I would love to see this done, if for nobody else, than for Sharon, because she has put in so much time and so much energy, so many emotions, and she is so attached to all of our bears. But this experience with Ted, I think, is bringing her even closer than she thought she could have been before. When she put her hand in, and he put his paws on either side of his hand, it just brought tears to everybody's eyes. It was one of the most magical moments I've ever seen. And it was just, he knew he was home. And he knew that he was in good hands with both Lynn and Sharon. And it was heartwarming. I can't think of a better word than heartwarming. So I want to thank all of you for your help and for your hours and for all the time that everybody's put into organizing the Give Min stuff today. There's so much going on behind the scenes. It's not just us standing up here for 10 or 15 minutes at the time. The majority of the work is going on by our volunteers behind the scenes, and I can't say thank you enough, nor can Ted or Lucky or Holly or Tasha.
Or Sharon.
Or Sharon. But thank
you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back at 2 o'clock.
Yep,
Thank you.
Back at 2. And get your Christmas lists ready for things you have to buy, because I think there might be a sneak peek at some of the things we've got in the gift shop.
Really?
Just a thought.
Awesome. All right.
I heard a rumor.
Okay, thanks all. See you later.